Hi guys, good evening. It is Monday, January 19th, 2015. Happy Martin Luther King Day. It's not his birthday, but it's the third Monday of January that we celebrate. Um, I'm a teacher, so I happen to know all this little trivia things, but this isn't such a trivia thing. It's an important day, one day to be honored and recognized. Um, they say Selma's a good movie. Go out and see it. I haven't. I used to go to the movies all the time. And then within the last year, I've slowed down because the prices have just gotten ridiculous. And, well, I'm looking at Vegas prices, so I don't know what it is in your town. But, it's $9 or $10. And you're talking about two kids, two adults, so that's 40 plus tax. And then you want your popcorn, your beverages, your snacks. So by the time I've gotten there and had a seat, we've almost spent $100. Okay, and that's just the movies. That doesn't include anything extra that you might want to go get ice cream or a meal or something like that. So we've gotten to the point where we will be patient enough and wait for it to come online or on television, and then we'll do the $5.99 pay per view and do it that way. And by that time, we haven't missed a lot. We stay up pretty much on what's happening in the news or current events, so we pretty much know what's going on, and then we get to enjoy it in our own home, and we can rewind it or pause it or what have you. So I put a little face on today just because I very suddenly did. Now today I'm going to do a reading on Birdman and Slim, along with, again, touching base on Lil Wayne. Because I said during his video that I would come back and do that. It'd be interesting to see what is the dynamics of that relationship. And you know what? It is really thick. Let me just tell you, yes, yes, Lil Wayne is pissed right now. But once again, I'm going to tell you that he's not going anywhere right now. He's, like putting his feelers out there is really what he's doing. He's putting his feelers, he's putting out his little threats and so forth. But that might not necessarily work in his favor. He may find himself, like I said, being done with them after a while anyway. So let me just say, I looked at each one of their birthdays, and one was an Aquarius, one was a Gemini, and one was a Libra. So I don't do a lot of astrology, but I know it. But I'm not looking at all the houses and the planets and this and that. So what I'm giving you is my general on the astrology aspect. But what I do know is astrology as it comes to people in general. Those three signs are all air signs. What that means is they stay in their head a lot. Aquarius is a person with a far-reaching mind. They think outside the box. I don't care if that's your mother or your best friend, or in this case Birdman. They always are on some next level stuff. Okay, they're not here with us. I mean, they're here physically, but their mind, their thoughts, their ideas are always a step or two or 10 ahead. And in most areas, they're correct in that way. It is great that Birdman is that way when it comes to music, because when it comes to music, you gotta be on that next level, because otherwise somebody's gonna get ahead of you, and that's your dime they're cutting into. His brother Slim is a Gemini. He's also a thinker, but he is, I want to say, the baby of the air signs. He talks. Okay, if you've ever dealt with him, you'll know that he is a big talker. They have to monitor him because he could talk. He could talk too much tell too much, express too much. So they always have to hold him back. He's always full of ideas and plans. He's not on that next level shit like Birdman, but he is always on the next plan. Very creative person. Really able to talk himself in and out of situations and troubles. Hard to pin him down, hard to get him to commit. He's always adaptable. So whatever his brother wants them to do next or think is the best next move, he's right there with them. He's going to be always very flexible and adaptable. He's not a pushover by no stretch of the imagination, but he is the type of person that's able to go with the flow. He is fearless. He's thoughtful. He thinks things through to a point, but he doesn't like to sit and overthink and rethink or whatever. He's like, let's do it. Where Birdman is more of a let's be precise and let's plan and things like that. The last leg of this stool, because it takes three, and it's funny because three is a very powerful number, and it's really the three of them right now. And that number three, that third person, is a Libra. And Libras are very intelligent, very sociable. They're more like they like to go along to get along. They don't like a lot of mess and drama. They like their life to be in balance. They like to express themselves in a variety of different ways. They don't necessarily want to be boxed in. I have a very good friend who is a Libra. And on one hand, he comes across and he presents himself to be like a bishop, like a preacher, okay? And he is. He can quote the Bible. He can sing so many incredible gospel songs, hymns, whatever. I mean, constantly, just like boom, boom, boom. And in the next blink of the eye, baby, he will be rapping. What's that song he be rapping? That one that we used to do. Oh, Ghetto Boys. One day I was in my classroom and I had my radio going. So I had Ghetto Boys playing in there, and it was a Christian school. So Ghetto Boys wasn't really supposed to be playing in there. But I had it loud. It was my personal music. This boy comes walking in the room and he starts rapping like I don't know what. But he's very up on what's current. He's very into the music. So he's all of that. He's very balanced. Balanced individual. He with as far as Lil Wayne goes, it's funny that he can be, even when it comes to women, he could be with somebody that's really serious and wants to be in a serious relationship with him, and he will spend time with them, enjoy them company. He'll just as quick turn with some other thought that he's not feeling that with, but he enjoys their company, their conversation, their good time. He loves people that have great conversation, that is creative in the mind. He loves people that think outside the box. He loves thinking on the next level. So, like I said, 3 is a very magic number. If you look in your Bible, like the number 3, number 7, number 3, you will see an awful lot. And a lot of great things happen when they happen in 3s. They talk about deaths come in dream, which isn't necessarily a great thing happening, but a lot of things come in 3s. You get 3 wishes. But in reality, it's a great number. If you think about a stool will usually have 3 legs, or a table with 3 legs. It'll stand up perfectly. It doesn't require a 4th leg. And so that's kept them bound together very closely, as if this was I want to say like a bonded situation that was created in heaven long before they came down and represented it on earth. You know what I don't like is because if people think, oh, because okay, these guys are ghetto, or they from New Orleans, or they from the hood, or whatever, this and that and the other. That has nothing to do with these people. These gentlemen that I'm talking about are brainiacs. They're your nerd. They're your hip hop nerds right there. That's why that business has been very successful. When Juvenile or whoever have gone by the wayside, that continues to be very good. They the guys, let me just say, the brothers kind of thought Drake was going to be the new Messiah for them. And he's turned out to be just okay because they found that he is a type of person that divides people. Either you love them or you don't. And where with Lil Wayne, he's got the audience, the white audience, wrapped around his finger. And I'm sorry to say, people, but they're the ones that buy a lot of the music. So let me look at their birthdays for you. So let me put my glasses on so I can talk about them individually as well as collectively. So I looked at their birthdays, and Birdman was February 15th, 1969, and Slim was May 23rd, 1967. So these are not youngins, okay? They've been around a while in life, and they've been around in business together. This is what I found very interesting for them, and why I would imagine that that Lil Wayne would have been drawn for them. Everybody knows that Lil Wayne had it tough growing up. We know that at some point in his younger days, 12, 13, 14, whatever, he got shot, and he was in the house by himself, and it just so happened that a friend of his came and found him dying in his house. And we know his dad, Wayne, went, or it's actually Dwayne, but went to prison. His mom was kind of MIA, I guess you might want to say. His bond came from the brothers because they both have a 6 life path. And a 6 life path gives us a parent person. They are your perfect mommies and daddies. They are the person that will have your back to the mat. They are the person that can take in foster kids and take care of a children's camp or something like that, or teach school. They are those parents. So as it turned out, they were like a double dad for both of him. They became his parents. They nurtured him. They helped to raise him. They taught him how to deal with money. They taught him how to deal with women. They taught him how to put a condom on, to how to cut up a steak. I mean, every bit of thing. And it was just natural, and it was who they were. And as they were nurturing this side of him, they were also talking to him, because they are air signs and they communicate. So they were talking and talking to him. And this was feeding him in just the way that he needed, because he was an air sign and he needed to have people, men, talking to him, because he didn't have male leadership in his life. And with these two guys, he got this incredible type of male nurturing and male leadership that allowed him to blossom in all kind of ways. That's that bond that can't be broken. The other side of a 6 is that they do have a tendency to complain a lot. So it's just like a parent, where you are doing good and they're honoring you, all your grades and things. Hold on a second. But then you didn't do the dishes, so they'll spend all night harping on the dishes. For example, they do a lot of complaining and fussing on what's not right, or what didn't or did happen for them, or whatever. But they're really loving, nurturing, and caring people. As far as looking at just Birdman, as he looks like on the outside, he's the money guy. He's the one that's handling that money side. He's the one that's wearing that money, whether it be chains or rings or diamond studded frames. That is just who he is to the max. He's always going to be that person. But once again, he does like to lead. He does like having changes, different changes in his life, maybe his appearance or the people he deals with, or moving, or cars, or things like that. But he's still going to be nurturing no matter what. This year, he's in a number 7 year, and that is a very serious year. It's a quiet year. There's not going to be a lot happening. He is not going to battle it out with Lil Wayne on this matter. He's going to be like that strict father. He's in that. What I mean is, when he says, "What I say, you doing this," that's just what you're gonna do, and that's that. You know how Dad is. If Dad says it's gonna be red, it's gonna be red. You don't want to know the other side or the consequences of saying it's green. So if it's red, it's red, and that's what he's going to be this year. He's going to be very contemplative, in thought, thinking about their next strategy, who could replace Lil Wayne if he does decide to go, but more so, what can we do to keep him here and hold on to him. He's going to be really into like a spiritual aspect. And it even sounds personal when I say that, but you know, to put him out there like that, but he is. He's going to be in a real spiritual aspect, wanting to get centered, doing meditation, maybe taking long walks. He doesn't want to be bothered with the drama. He'll take care of business because he's laid a foundation. He's always ahead in his thought anyway, so he can take a minute off because he doesn't want to get caught up in any back and forth. The last thing in the world he would have ever wanted was a Twitter war. Whatever is happening between us is between us. That's how we always were. Slim, on the other hand, Slim is the guy that is about himself. He is a definite leader for sure. He's great at business, but he's about self. I'm going to get mine before you get yours. He's more so like, if he want to go, let that nigga go. Plain and simple. He's not about let's work it out or nothing like that. Although right now, that's what he's going to have to do, because the person that really has the biggest say, and I don't care what you read, is Birdman. They talk it out, but ultimately, you know, like if mom and dad has a meeting, we talk it out, and it's usually going to go dad's way a lot of the time. And unless there's no dad, then it's going to be mom's way all the way. For him this year, it's a number 9 year. So while his brother is kind of pulling back and holding back, he's thinking about himself tying up some loose ends. You know, like, I love you, brother, but I can do some things on my own. Maybe he wants his own record label or his own portion of some type of business. They got more than one business going on, because I know that they distribute Iceberg Slim books. If you don't know what that is, look it up, Google it. But he wants a part of his own business. He's been wanting it. He's a number one. He comes across as a number one, so he's been wanting his own business. He doesn't mind shifting or changing. That works just fine for him. You know, changing businesses, changing locations or whatever. He's going to be like that for a long time, so he could care less about that. But this year, he's going to be closing up some loose ends. And I feel like him and Wayne are going to have the real issue. It's almost as if Birdman is going to be the bigger person. And being that him being Slim being a Gemini, he's going to be the one that's going to be a little more shadier in his conversation or his actions towards Wayne. So he'll be Slim will be wrapping things up, trying to find him some other ventures within their business or his own situation, his own business, and working on that. But next year, when Wayne decides I'm out, it'll be totally different for both of them. They're going to both be in different places, and one is going to be thinking about himself and one is going to be thinking about the money. But anyways, that's what I have for those guys. It's very, very interesting. It's super complex relationship. If you like the video, comment, give me some thumbs up. Subscribe. By the way, if you ever decide that you want to have a reading until the end of January, I'm offering free readings. Just leave your birth date in there and I will get back with you. Have a blessed day, you guys. And until next time, this is part of my 365 videos. God bless. Bye-bye.